because it helps them and it helps us.
They provide friendship to our residents, particularly for people who don't have families that come to visit. It may be that they don't see people for weeks on end. It provides companionship.
It's also really nice because people are coming from outside. I mean, even for those that do have visitors coming, it's really nice that it's a different perspective, different stories, and the generational input that they bring. They come straight from school and things like that, so it's really, really lovely.
Yeah. And I think you can actually feel as well when the young people come in, regardless of how old they are, there's a kind of a sense of, there's a real atmosphere within the home, and
absolutely.
I think even just to hear the laughter of the children, I think it just brings smiles. I mean, even for residents who don't join in, I think they benefit from the atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and the level of respect as well, because that's one of the key things that we've really wanted to challenge some of the misconceptions about how older people view younger people, and younger people sometimes have views about older people. And I think breaking down those barriers has been really terrific, having volunteers in from the younger generation.
But also, if you look at it from the other perspective, I think a lot of our older generation think that the youth of today are quite yobby and whatever, and actually for them, so we look at it from the other way, but actually I think the older people actually have far more respect for the younger people.
Yeah. And they often comment that they're all very smart, they're all polite, they're all articulate, so that's really, really good. It's fantastic.
It teaches them, the older person.
It's a big change from their normal lives anyway, totally different.
They've not got young people, older people around them. It helps learn, he teaches them, so a lot of them have.
For all of those residents who are able to tell you, I'm sure that on their behalf I can say that actually they feel very positive, they feel very included. But I think what people don't see is the impact that the young people have on those who cannot give their feedback. For example, somebody who's living with a dementia, what we can see on a day-to-day basis is actually what we call well-being. So you can actually see by a way that a resident kind of sits up and
leans forward,
when the people come into the room,
Yeah.
They might not be able to communicate with the young people verbally, but actually you can see by their eyes, you can see by their body movements that actually it's having such an impact.
And they're more alert to what's going on. And residents who wouldn't normally join in an activity or an event will actually be persuaded and encouraged because they're working alongside and enjoying an activity with the young people, so that really gets them engaged in what's going on, really good, rather than just sitting back and absorbing. They really participate, proper engagement, meaningful.
Yeah, so the impact is hugely positive.
Yeah.
They realise we're not a lot of old crows, that a lot can be possibly have anything to do with us, you know.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing them.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Everybody knows they're
definitely.
coming, don't they?
Yeah, and we've even got a resident who, when she first came into St Leonard, would not join in anything, was never going to join in anything, and actually now goes to have a look on the schedule every week to see when the young people are coming. Everybody really enjoys. Particularly, the Wednesday is
Wednesday's the young people,
the
young
young
volunteer
people
day,
day.
and everybody knows that, and they look forward to it.
Yeah.
And it's like what we're doing today, and everything that's been presented as an activity by the young people, everybody's wanted to join in, even if something that's really, really new to them, they haven't done before, and they haven't experienced it. They're open because they trust the young people that are coming, and they know it's going to be fun. So, as Nikki said earlier, it's that the kind of the vibe, the atmosphere just really lifts. When everybody's here.
Yeah,
it's really
and
nice. There's
staff.
a happy hum.
It is, and staff. I think before we kind of introduced all of this engagement and well-being, I think staff were kind of a little bit stands backish, but actually they join in. You've seen when we have the props day, people can't get the wigs on quick enough. Yeah. So it's positive for everybody. And
definitely.
Also relatives. A lot of the relatives, when we get feedback, have made comments about how positive it is to have the young people in.
Laugh and joke with them.
What's been really exciting is they've brought different things, haven't they?
Yes.
They've brought a range of activities and ideas that are new to all the residents,
Yeah.
like the IT, the virtual reality goggles. The residents just
Yeah.
love them, and the playing on the iPads with the different games,
The music.
music through the
Yeah,
pianos.
that was probably one of my favourites.
Absolutely, yeah.
I
Really
think the props. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that was something that we all kind of came up with. We weren't really sure how it was going to work, but everybody had so much fun.
Really
And
good.
you know, the photos and the little moments that we managed to capture.
Really lovely. What's been terrific about the whole process and the journey is that there were prompt questions, because obviously there was a couple of weeks just becoming familiar with each other and just asking general questions, how are you, reminiscing, getting to know people. And now all the activities that have been planned since then really are meeting the interests of the residents and sparking their interests, and they're all trying things that they would probably not normally have done before. So it's been really terrific. We've had standard things like bingos and quizzes, really lovely reminiscence photographs, old shots of different parts of Aylesbury that have really prompted some lovely conversation. But I think the introduction of the adventurous stuff and the IT links has been really, really terrific. The virtual reality goggles is my absolute favourite. You can see photographs of residents with the goggles on and kind of pointing to whatever they can see outside the goggles. Just spectacular. Really
But I
good.
think the fact that we generally use the lounge in the beaches, and a lot of those residents wouldn't come out to an activity, they wouldn't join in. And I think actually because of the quality of the activities that have been going on, I think people have joined in that wouldn't normally. And again, that's the reminiscence, the getting people involved in, and the tinkering with the pianos and bits and pieces for people.
And serving refreshments, serving tea, and I think now spreading out into the Willows as well, where there's a greater need from the residents. That's really good as well, because the young people have come on so much in terms of their skills and their understanding of how to communicate, that we can spread that a little bit further.
I think it's absolutely first class.
There's all sorts of things that they can do, regardless of really what people want to go into as a career, even if it's not in the health and social care sector. I think what we can teach people is a lot of transferable skills. We're teaching people how to be with others, how to communicate effectively, how to have patience, understanding, empathy, and actually all of those are transferable skills into whatever career you can want to go into. But also, if you're looking at health and social care, a lot of our young people, even when they do learning through the schools, when they do their work experience, what we have found is a lot of those people will come back to us. They might come back as volunteers. Once they've been a volunteer, they might then, when they need to get out into, to have a job, they'll come to us. They might want to be a nurse, they might want to be a doctor, they might want to be a carer. So it's actually a really, really good place for them to start. What we can do now is we really do promote young apprenticeships. Well, we promote them actually for all ages, but actually particularly for young people. We have actually got 2 young apprentices here at the moment who one of them wants to be a nurse, but one of them wants to actually become a manager of a care home.
Hey!
So we actually do sign them up for obviously their learning, but what they do get here, which is better than going to college, is they actually get the hands-on, the actually being with people, going out there on the floor and actually getting your sleeves rolled up and actually delivering what we call real care, and actually learning from real experiences. And actually most of people, if you talk to the hierarchy in the B&M care homes, particularly at director level, most of those people have actually started as either volunteers, young carers, and have actually worked their way up through into management and directorship. So there is a huge opportunity out there for all of these people that come through the door.
I think the whole thing about confidence as well,
Yeah.
in terms of those friendships and just having somebody to talk to, that somebody's listening to them, and somebody that is promoting those opportunities for them to build all those skills that, as Nikki said, they are transferable. Just so through companionship, through playful activity, through meaningful engagement that doesn't look like hard work, but they're actually learning all of those things. So confidence and self-esteem for the young people, I think, is really important as well, and just developing those communication skills. And planning all the activities, they're all planned, they're not just random. So time management, how much time they've got, all of those are transferable in terms of career that they might go into afterwards.
And from a human being perspective, it's it's such a valuable experience for people.
I think they should be very proud of themselves in terms of the time they're giving. They're reliable. They're coming in here, and they're respectful. And I think also, in a slightly added thing, in terms of how benefits them, it's the fact that some of them might actually be having to deal with issues at home in their own personal lives. If they've got relatives or friends that are elderly or older and need support, they kind of know about that, or going into other homes to visit other people in their family. So I think all of that develops confidence as well to enable them to go on to careers.
And we would definitely welcome anybody that's been to us as a volunteer to come and have a chat about a future career with us.
Definitely.
Definitely yes.
Definitely.
For everybody, definitely.
So valuable.
Absolutely.
And even for young people, it's just a shame that we have to do all this legal stuff around DBSs but definitely, whatever age you are,
and whatever temperament, whatever character you are, everybody's got something to offer.
Yeah.
You can give something and you can receive something. It's a two-way process. And however you approach it, whatever reason you come into it, as long as you're ready for that two-way process and that you're genuine about wanting to help other people, a lot of it will just naturally happen. So it's a win-win for everybody.
I mean, we have people approach us from all different age groups, even people who have retired, who are kind of sitting at home twiddling their thumbs. Everybody has got something to give, so definitely.
No brainer.
That's it.
Quick answer, yes.